Here to accept the award for Callie Khouri is a Margarita Mamacita who packed the pussy room at her last birthday. The pussy room is a back room at the Copper Gate, you perverts. I mean, come on, take your mind out of the gutter. She is a former Hollywood development executive and a current screenwriting coach and instructor at the film school. Please welcome Lisa Loop, everybody. Lisa.
Some unpacking to do. Bear with me. Come on. There we go. Now I'm ready. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And Chris. Fred, thank you for that gracious introduction. It's very exciting and meaningful for me personally to be here tonight because I too took a dive off a cliff about the same time as Thelma and Louise. I'm talking about the demise of my glorious career in show business. You see, in the late 80s, I was working as a story editor for a big Hollywood actress who shall remain unnamed. Unnamed by me, that is. Any supermarket tabloid will happily name her, as well as showing pictures of her recent hospital stint that happened after she smoked something that wasn't weed, but was more like incense. Ladies and gentlemen, I was working for somebody who would prefer to smoke incense over weed. I will allow you to draw your own conclusions. Anyway, I believe I'm personally responsible for the fact that this is one of the best and most original films in recent memory, and certainly one of the only noteworthy films to have not one but two compelling female leads. If it weren't for me, its message of empowerment, telling the man to go fuck himself, and Brad Pitt's ass trumping all common sense would never have been delivered. It's true. You see, I read the screenplay for Thelma and Louise when it was merely a newsworthy spec script sale with no attachments, trawling for talent to secure some budget with. I had no way of knowing that A, Ridley Scott would become attached, or B, that Ridley Scott was a feminist. I took the screenplay home one weekend, read it and liked it. Good writing from a total unknown about women going wild, shooting guns, striking back against the jerks who do bad things to them in Texas, attempt to rape them in parking lots, and refuse to teach them how to fish. Now, my friends, I was pretty sure that driving a vintage T-Bird off the edge of the Grand Canyon was just too depressing. Amazingly, in spite of this obvious huge flaw, the screenplay instantly got two big-name actresses attached. I imagine CAA had to make a couple quick phone calls and voila, irresistible package, which in those days, similar to today, means a green light. And watching it, you can see that Mr. Scott missed no opportunity to glorify the wild ride that these two characters and the audience took. It's a real masterpiece of directing as well as acting. Okay, so cut back to me, Lily D. girl. I'm not sure if you know any actresses, but they don't get great, juicy, commercially successful parts with guns, fast cars, and Brad Pitt every day. So ladies and gentlemen, not right away, but after a few more fuck-ups, the actress fired me. I know. How have I been able to live with the ignominy? The answer is in knowing what a colossal mistake it would have been to recommend that script to someone who maybe had the power at the time to get herself cast in it. I mean, I hate to brag, but the movie I did urge her to make around this time, which shall remain unnamed, but we'll call Ghost, grossed $500 million worldwide and turned her into a household name. People, if she'd wanted to play Thelma, there's a pretty good chance she could have. Thelma and Louise without Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis? I don't think so. The world has never adequately thanked me for averting disaster this way. But I know in my heart that by going over that cliff into the nothingness that is not being a Hollywood D-girl, I allowed an amazing screenplay and a great movie to be made. So here's to Callie Khouri, who got the world to notice how shut down and secretly enraged her generation of women had become, and how exciting watching them act out could be.